right, are we on? Are we on? All right, good morning everyone. Welcome once again to RealHomeCooking.com. Here is your host, Domingo, and so glad to have you on today. Let me just put my volume down here so I don't get no feedback. And yeah, let's go ahead and today we're gonna be making steak and eggs, and not just any old steak. We've got a nice, beautiful T-bone steak. Some steak and eggs. This is a manly man's meal. Well, I mean, it's a womanly woman's meal. Yeah, it's whatever. It's whoever's meal. My kids will like it. Your kids will like it. Everybody like it. Why don't you have some? Let's go on and cook some. Come on now. Ah. Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen once again. I got my cast iron pan heated up. All right. One of the things about steak, what we're going to be doing is actually doing two things today. I'm going to cook it partially in cast iron, and then I'm going to be moving over to this air fryer or convection oven. Now, air fryer, convection oven, pretty much the same thing. It's just marketing as to how they market it, but it's basically the same exact thing. So here is my Magic Chef convection oven, air fryer, whatever you want to call it. And the reason I'm going to do both today is what I like is that nice, crisp outer layer. And that outer layer, this does a good job because in the convection oven, the heat circulates throughout the whole food item that you put in there. So it's cooking it on every single side at the same time. So it's going to dramatically cut and reduce your cooking time, but also give you that nice crispness around it. That's why they call it the air fryer, because it's circulating, the hot air is being forced. Here, let me show you real quick. Here's the heating element in there, and also there is a fan in there as well. So it's circulating in there and giving you that convection, and it's allowing all of that heat to go around the whole food item and cook it to, and it works great on steaks. So let's get started on our steak. I've got my cast iron pan heated up already. You know what, let me take. Ooh, almost dropped the eggs. Almost had bloopers. So I've got my pan nice and hot. So I'm gonna just go ahead and reduce that a little bit now. Cast iron pan's ready. One of the things about a good steak, you want to leave it out on room temperature. You want to make sure it's room temperature when you cook it. That's going to help you. I'm going to go ahead and just do basic salt and pepper. That's the other thing about a good steak. You don't need a lot of seasonings. Now, I'm a person that really loves lots of seasonings, but for a nice steak, you don't need it. Okay, the steak itself, the way you cook it, is going to provide everything you need. If I was going to add, I'm not even going to say that. Salt and pepper, that's it. And the salt I like to use is sea salt. Sea salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of sea salt in there. And I actually like to kind of rub it in a little into the meat and make sure it gets in there. I don't just want the salt to lay on top. Right. Now you want to do this right before you get ready to cook it. Yeah, this is a pretty nice thick steak. So I'm going to add some salt. I'm actually just taking some of the leftovers and the residual and just putting it on the sides. And guess what time it is? It's steak time. Sizzle time. Woo! Boom! Instead of drop the mic, drop that steak. Yeah. Let's get that steak going. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see who's online right now. Who can talk to while that steak is doing what it does. See, one thing I want to do, I'm just letting the steak lie in that oil. Hold on. Just make sure that fat is getting all over there. What I'm doing is I'm building a crust. All right? Don't mess with your steak and move it and all that kind of stuff. You want it to build a nice crust to seal in all the beautiful juices into that steak. So let it do what it do. All right? Let's see who's online. Oh no, that's why it's not moving right. One thing about these, if you get them wet a little bit, they start acting up. All right, so I see Steve-O on the line, Tan. Good morning to you. J. Bon Potter, J. Wayne, that's John Wayne Breakfast. Good morning to you. And, no, not greasy fingers, watery fingers, watery fingers. Curly Tiffany, good morning to you. You know what? Curly Tiffany just made a great idea. This is around the coffee pot, and I have no coffee. So let me get my coffee. Oh, you know what? Water's low, and I forgot we ran out of coffee. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I'm fiending right now. Somebody, give me the caffeine, please. All right. So I'm leaving that on there for a little bit. You know what? Nah, I'm not ready to flip it just yet. I want to get that nice crust. This is a nice thick steak. You know, this past, or actually this morning, I heard on the news about a food item here in Delaware that's scarce and that is in high demand right now. It is not steak. It is not chicken. It's not shrimp. It's not pork. This food item that is in such high demand and yet is scarce is muskrat. Ugh. Muskrat. Muskrat is in high demand and very scarce right now. And I don't know about you. I've never had muskrat, so I can't attest to its taste and its popularity here. I don't know anyone who eats muskrat. Well, I do know a couple people that eat muskrat, but I don't know. What does muskrat taste like? And please don't tell me it tastes like chicken. Someone's going to tell me it tastes like chicken. Let's take a look at this steak. Is it ready? Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You see that nice crust? You see that nice crust that's on there? Oh, that's steak goodness. Steak goodness. All right. So I'm going to let that cook for another couple minutes on that side, and then we're going to finish it in the air fryer. And that air fryer is just going to even come in from every side, cook, lock in all those juices and stuff, and then, man, we're going to have a great breakfast this morning. Well, I'm going to have a great breakfast this morning. So, all right, so the other thing with the muskrat, how do you prepare muskrat? I mean, can you fry it like this? I've never had muskrat, never cooked muskrat, never tasted muskrat. Let me see if we have any muskrat eaters out there. Let's see. J. Bon Potter, yes, the stove. Oh, actually, I turned it up. It was on medium. I had it on high to heat the cast iron. Then it was on medium, and then when I put the steak in, I cranked it back up a little bit more. I just wanted to cook a little bit quicker, you know. So, but if I was gonna cook it in the pan completely, you know, in the cast iron pan, I would have put it like medium high. Yeah, muskrat, Tiffany, does not sound very yummy. Doesn't sound yummy at all. And is there anyone out there who eats it? Anyone? Muskrat? There was, I think Sherp was the one. Was it Sherp the one that was eating all those crazy food items? Sherpa Dupper, are you out there anywhere? Any muskrat eaters out there? One of my golden rules of life, never eat something with the name rat in it. I mean, that's just one of the golden rules that Mama taught me a long time ago. If it's got the name rat in it, leave it alone. Leave it alone. So, all right, you know what? I'm ready for the transfer. Boom! Transfer time. Now, if you notice, I had this on, and that was just so that it would heat up. I wanted to make sure I got enough time for it to heat up. What happened? Oh, there we go. All right, so this is pretty much nice and warm already inside the convection oven. And now, all right, now we got a little crust on that side as well. I'm gonna throw that T-bone right inside there, like that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on. I'm gonna snap the lid, and I'm gonna pump this baby up to about 400 degrees. And I'm gonna set this at about 10 minutes. Well, I'm gonna say about 8 minutes. About 8 minutes. And I think we're ready to make some eggs in a moment. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes to make the eggs. While I do that, let's talk about something. First of all, let's take a good look at that steak. Just looking so beautifully up in there. Oh yeah. In its nice little home. Warm. Tasting. Cooking. Oh. I sure is hungry. I sure is hungry. In a moment, we'll be feasting like kings. I was at a play this past weekend. We went, my daughter and I, matter of fact, Sunday after church, we went to go watch Madagascar. And my first time watching Madagascar. It was pretty funny. Very wonderful show there at the Delaware Children's Theater. Shout out Delaware Children's Theater and all you wonderful actors out there. They put on a great production of Disney's Madagascar. I think is it Disney? I don't know if it's Disney. Anyway, it's Madagascar. Y'all know what it is. And as we were watching the show, if you know anything about the show, which I didn't before I went there, there was animals that broke out of the zoo, and they were trying to find their way to Connecticut somewhere, and they ended up actually in Madagascar. And so they're in the jungles of Madagascar. You have a hippo, you have a giraffe, and you have a lion. And they're out there. Obviously, they've come in from the zoo, and in the zoo, they've been fed all their lives, been taken care of. The lion, the king of the jungle, he's been given his steak and never had to go out and fight and get his own meals. And pretty much like college kids, huh? Thrown out there. So all of a sudden, he goes out there, and the giraffe and the hippo, they're able to eat because they're able to eat leaves, things of that nature. But the lion has never had to attack a food item, another animal before and prey on them as food. So, long story short, he starts getting hungry. Everyone else is eating. Everyone around him, and all of a sudden, nature kicks in and he starts looking at his friends as snacks. And in one of the scenes, he was actually sitting there. He was dreaming, and he was dreaming about these cows and cows going. These cows, and it was dreaming about cows. And all of a sudden, my daughter, he referenced something about steak, and my daughter said, "Why is he dreaming about cows?" And I said, "Well, that's where steak comes from." And you should have seen the look on my daughter's face, a look of disgust, a look of shock, a look of fear. Like she said, they actually killed the cow to get the steak. And it just got me to thinking, we've come so far away from the farm and all of that. You know, we get our nice little packaged steaks and our nice little packaged chicken, and it looks so pretty in the nice cellophane wrapper, you know, and wrapped and all that stuff. And we forget that it's still survival of the fittest. And so, you know, I kind of thought about that as I'm looking at that T-bone steak, because the lion in Madagascar, he was hungry, and he was just going back to what was natural. You know, so somewhere in the world it's natural to eat muskrat. Yeah. Somewhere in the world it's natural to eat rats. I'm gonna get in trouble. Somewhere in the world it's natural to eat dogs and cats. Uh-oh, I think I just got somebody mad. But survival of the fittest. I'm not eating a dog or a cat or a rat. Somebody is. I'm not eating a lizard, cricket, worms, ants. So I'm messing somebody's breakfast up right now, aren't I? You know. Anyway, I don't want to mess mine up. So let's get these eggs going, because I only got a few more minutes, and that steak is gonna be yummy in my tummy. So, hey, what's going on here? You know what? I got a little aid here for the times this thing want to act dumb. Boom. Alright, so how I like my eggs. Over medium. That's how I like my eggs. I like yolk. I like my whites cooked. And I like my runny yolks. So that's how I eat my eggs. And that's how we're going to feast today. I'm going to take a little bit of oil that the steak was cooked in and just use that. Season my eggs with that. Don't judge me. If you don't like that, don't do it. Simple as that. Alright, so I'm going to let my pan get heated up a little bit. If you haven't watched my ribeye steak recipe, make sure you follow that. Take a look at that. Matter of fact, I'll put that somewhere in here so you can click on it. Check out that video. Also, I made some scrambled eggs, Gordon Ramsay style. Followed Gordon Ramsay's recipe on making scrambled eggs, which is a little bit different and gives your eggs a very creamy consistency. So check that out as well. All right, got my oil. I believe it's heated up enough. So I'm just going to crack my egg. Boom. 1 egg. 2 eggs. Oh, yeah. And I'm actually going to just... It all went right to that corner. No! I don't like that. No! Crack my yolk. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm just going to aid the... I don't like that. I mean, I like hard-cooked yolks, but that's not what I was aiming for. But you know what? Sometimes in life throws you lemons, and you got to make lemonade. So that's what we're going to do today. Boom! Flip, flip, flip. Turn off that stove. Get my pan ready for that steak. My plate ready for the steak. Oh yeah. Look at that steak. Look at that steak. Look at that. 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 Yeah. Get that off the stove. Boom. All right. And is it steak time? Ding! It's steak time. Look at that. Whoa. Hold on, let's get that right out of there and plate it right out. Oh yeah, come on. Ah! Look at that. Come on. Come on over here. Come on over here. Come on over here with me. What are we gonna do with that? What are we gonna do with all that? What are we gonna do with all that? You know what we're gonna do with all that? We're gonna eat all that. We're gonna eat all that. Now that, my friends, hold on, I gotta make a disclaimer here. You just saw me take it directly out, put it right on the plate, and get ready to eat it. The only reason I'm doing that is because of you. Okay? Normally, you want your steak to rest. Because what's getting ready to happen as I cut into this, the juices are just gonna come out. All right? I'm not minding it too much because I'm hungry and I'm ready to eat the steak. But normally, let your steak rest for a few minutes before you cut. All right? Just got to tell you the proper way to do things here. Don't want somebody judging me. This is the internet, you know. Come on, let's see. See what we got. Hold on. Let's get up in there a little bit more. Get in there, look. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Hold on. Nice medium steak. Told y'all that's how I like it. That's how I like it. Are we ready? You ready for this beautiful morsel of T-bone goodness? Salt and pepper, that's all you need. You get a good steak, don't mess it up putting seasoned salt and all those kind of things on it. I see people doing coffee. I'm sorry, I can't get into that coffee ground stuff. That's just not me. Can I go old school? All right, no. I'm gonna have to wait for the cameras to go off to do that. Hey, look, good having you in my home once again. You know, it's rude to talk with your mouth full. I got some business to take care of right now. Glad you were here. See you next time. Hasta mañana. You know what I say. Ciao. God bless. Take care. Till next time. Peace.